What is going on, guys? Back with another video. Today I'm bringing an update on Tars AI. Has seen a little bit of a struggle recently, a little bit of fear in regards to the community. We've seen sort of a reduction in the engagement in terms of the posts from the team, but ultimately this is one of the projects which has some of the strongest marketing in the game. This is seen as sort of a role model for other projects in terms of how to market a project, and it's normally one which shows a lot of strength in regards to price action. Normally, this is one of the first movers, specifically within AI. We saw in April this move from the lows of under 15 million and pretty much going all the way up to 80 million, close to a 5x in the space of a very short time. So since then, since 80 million, it has come down to around 46 million and pretty much just moving sideways, hasn't really moved upwards much. And we have seen a little bit of concern, a little bit of fear from the community, which again is normal. This is what happens when there's sort of a lack of engagement. People get scared because they look at other projects which are moving. But in terms of the team, we saw the last update just over a week ago, and it was something in regards to the use case for the TIE token. And again, this is pretty much people already know this, but of course it is important because you want to invest in a project which has utility, a use case for the utility token, which obviously TIE does have, used for the AI agent, used for staking, and also for governance in the future, and also for the TGPT product as well. So also we did see them attend the Super AI event, but for me, what really took the massive emphasis was what we saw in regards to some of the partnerships, the collaboration with AWS, part of NVIDIA's ecosystem, and also being onboarded onto Adobe's enterprise network and accepted into Apple's developer ecosystem. So they really did a lot of massive partnerships, and this was really good to see. This is one strength that TARs really have. They really know how to develop and how to push. And even though they're a bit quiet currently, again, it is one of those projects that it is a low cap, guys. This is 46 million. So you do have to be aware of the risks. Even with the high caps, there are risks. But when you do consider all these partnerships, it's a difficult one, right? Because it is a project which normally moves first, and obviously it isn't moving currently. But at the end of the day, you either have conviction or you don't. Now, this is a project which I do have a small position in. It isn't as big as some of my other positions, but it is one which, for me, has some of the best marketing in the game. I think they just need to be more active, because when you look at what they offer, when you look at the use case, being backed by the Solana Foundation, receiving grants, the use case within the AI agent sector, with the AI marketplace, does have a massive use case, right? And also, when you think of what you can do with this in terms of integrating all the various agents, AI agent frameworks, the likes of Akira, Eliza, and also Sona, there is a massive use case, right, in terms of deploying different AI agents. So it is something which does have a use case. I do think we are going to see the AI agent narrative come back because it's going to continue to develop, and again, TARS fits right into that narrative. So for me, it is one that I do expect to have a comeback. Of course, it does come with risks, guys, and you need to be prepared for anything to happen. Other things I like about this as well, guys. This is, in terms of Sona, their AI assistant. When we see the launch of the Solana Seeker, I believe, the mobile Solana mobile, this is going to be, I believe, integrated into that mobile. When we look at some of the decentralized apps, some of the AI assistants, which are going to be featured on the mobile, it looks like this is going to be the AI assistant. It says here, meets one of the first AI assistant for Solana mobile. And also the app for the Android, for Android will be available soon as well. So again, within AI assistant narrative as well, where you can get this to do a lot of different features. Reminds me of something like Siri for obviously the iPhone. So again, this does have potential once we get the launch of the mobile, whenever that is. This is something which could be big, right? And then on top of that as well, obviously you've got the AI agent marketplace as well, and then also you have their sort of version of ChatGPT in the form of TGPT, which you can ask this a variety of different questions, whatever you want. For example, here, is TARS AI a good investment for 2025? Now, of course, you can do this with other platforms. Of course, you can do this with the likes of ChatGPT, DeepSeek, but this is something which again does have a use case. You can ask this a variety of different questions, for example, prices of different projects, and it will give you a breakdown. It'll give you different videos, tweets from X, that sort of thing. And you can also earn points from this as well. So does have a wide use case. One thing about TARS is in regards to when you think of a project, you want to know that it's sustainable in terms of the finances. And obviously, they are finding the money somewhere in terms of to keep this market in push. They've paid a lot of YouTubers. This isn't paid, but they have paid a lot of YouTubers to feature them on YouTube, on X. So they obviously do have money behind them. Exactly where that revenue comes from, I'm not 100% sure, but they obviously do have the money behind them. But in terms of how sustainable it is, that will need to be sort of looked into more. But yeah, guys, of course, it is something which is a bit frustrating in regards to the team. You can see, some of the community are getting a bit frustrated, asking for more updates, more listings. And, one thing with TARS as well, the volume is pretty healthy. You've got 6 million in terms of the past 24 hours. And to be honest, I do think the current listings are pretty good. They've got Bybit, they've got KuCoin MEXC, Gate, they've got some other, exchanges as well. Of course, being on Solana, a lot of the volume will also be through some of the dexes as well. So, in terms of exchanges, I think, the exchanges aren't too bad. Of course, it would be good to get some tier one listings, but I'm sure, that is on the roadmap for the team. I just think team need to, be a bit more consistent with the posts and, maybe or definitely have sort of an update here in terms of the roadmap, in terms of vesting, etc. And apart from that, this is one that I do think can make a comeback. It does come with risk, as I've said, guys. This is financial advice, but they do need to update and post more and just give a bit more clarity. But they do have a big community, and YouTubers continue to push this out. So as I've said, I do expect a comeback. And you need to remember that we haven't actually seen this new AI rally happen just yet, and I do expect it to come shortly. And this is normally one of the main movers, right? So the fact that they've been having these integrations, partnerships with the likes of Uphold, being collabing with AWS, NVIDIA, being part of their ecosystem, being onboarded onto Adobe's enterprise network, and also accepted onto Apple's developer ecosystem. This does give confidence, right? So, as I've said, guys, if you want to get exposure to TARS, potentially this could be, a good level, because, this is one of the projects that just pumps out of nowhere. We've seen it happen before. But as I've said, guys, for me, I do have more conviction in other AI players, but you cannot deny that this is one of the strongest when it comes to marketing, and marketing is one of the main factors when it comes to how well a project's going to perform. So yeah, guys, just a quick update on TARS. Team do need to post more frequently, but as I've said, guys, for a low cap AI project on Solana, which is backed by the Solana Foundation, this is one which does have that upside potential there. So yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on TARS. Are you still bullish on it? Are you scared, or do you believe in this in the long term? And yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon for the next video.